Hello everyone, here I am again. I am in New York City today. I almost was not able to do the video today because I left my phone in Ireland. But thankfully I was able to go to the store and get my phone and get everything fixed up. So here I am on Central Park, New York City, absolutely my favorite city in the world. I love the people, I love the transportation, I love the museums, I love Central Park, I love the food, I love everything about New York City. Love this city. And I have been attending a conference for teachers at Columbia University about reimagining education. It has been so helpful. It has been so refreshing to be there with other teachers that are wanting also to improve their classrooms, to improve their schools and their districts. It has been absolutely amazing. Well, and this week we have been talking so much at that conference about racial literacy. And I had not really used that term before of racial literacy. I had normally used other terms to talk about equity in the classroom. But you know, racial literacy, it's something that I was actually doing and I didn't know I was doing, and it has been something that has really helped my classroom. And it is, well, let me go ahead and start like this. So when I first started at my school, I had not taught in a school where the population was mainly Latino and African American. So honestly, I didn't know what to do with the type of behaviors that I experienced in my classroom. So really, I had to make a choice. It was either being ineffective, or it was moving schools, or it was finding a way to be an effective teacher in the school that I was. And I made a decision that I was going to be an effective teacher at that school. I was going to do whatever it took to teach my students. And the one thing that I did was try to become familiar with the African American culture and the Hispanic countries where my students came from. I had to ask a lot of questions. I had to visit parents. I had to ask other teachers. I had to talk to students. But the goal was to become familiar with the culture of my students so that I then could understand where they were coming from. It has taken a while. And I'm still in that journey of finding the things that work for my, well, not the things that work, but the things that culturally affect, I don't want to say it that way either. The things, the cultural things that my students do that sometimes I take as misbehaviors or as things that are completely inappropriate, but that are directly related to their culture. So knowing where they're coming from culturally really gives me such an advantage to then know how to either deal with those behaviors that I sometimes consider misbehaviors, or just not, or just really understand that they are not misbehaviors. They're just simply ways that they express their culture. I'll give you an example. Some of my students do not look me on the face because to them, some of my Hispanic students do not look me on the face because to them that is disrespectful. So if I had not learned that about them, I would force them to look at my face when I'm talking to you. But to them it's disrespectful. So I keep that in mind. Or my African American students can be a little bit loud when they talk among themselves, or when they talk to me, or sometimes they use phrases that at first I thought were disrespectful, but are directly related to their culture. You see? So when they do things like that, if I already know where they're coming from culturally, I will respond in a culturally literate way, because I have become familiar, and I have learned, I cannot say all of their culture, but I have learned many aspects of the culture, and I continue to learn as I teach them. So being culturally literate is very important for a teacher. It's not just knowing your students. It's knowing their culture and why they do the things that they do from a cultural perspective. Because if we do that, if we do become not part, but because we can never be part of another culture, but if we do become familiar enough or deeply involved in their cultures and cultural practices, then we will be able to react appropriately when they do things that, if we didn't know their culture, we would say that they're inappropriate. And so we can have an environment where we are respectful of each other and we respect our cultures, and we can react appropriately to each other's cultures. And also, I let them know about my culture. I let them know about the country that I was born in. I let them know what things are appropriate and why I say things and why I do things that might seem a little bit strange to them. So I recommend that if you haven't done this, that you will become familiar, that you will become involved in your students' culture, that you understand where they're coming from culturally. Truly, it makes a difference, huge difference in the classroom, and that you will learn that there are things that used to bother you that won't anymore, because you know exactly where your students are coming from. I thank you for watching the videos. I thank you for subscribing. I thank you for your comments. And I specifically want to thank the lady that took care of me at the store for the phone. She was so kind. Her name is Marlene. She is from Dominican Republic, but she is an American citizen, so she's Dominican American. She gave us such good service. I was so impressed. She provided answers to every questions that I had and that my wife had, and she truly gave us amazing service. I love when I get good service. Thank you again. Thank you for watching. I'm going to post the video a little bit late today because I didn't have a phone. But now that I do, I'll be able to post it. And I hope that we can be culturally literate, that we can know our students' culture, that we can react culturally in a culturally sensitive way to our students. It's going to improve our classroom's environment. The classroom environment is going to improve the school, and hopefully it will improve the district as well. I will see you next Wednesday. Thank you so much. Bye.